What's going on YouTube? We're here with another Smite build video. I am your host Shuey. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. As you can see on screen, we are going over He-Bo, God of the Yellow River. And if you did not know, and you probably were wondering like, who's He-Bo? Well, his name is not actually He-Bo, it is He-Bo. It's He-Bo, He-Bo, like ha funny and then boah, like a word that doesn't exist. So He-Bo. But yeah, God of the Yellow River. Now we're gonna go ahead and start off like we always do and jump into his abilities really fast. Not gonna waste your time too much on the abilities, but I like to cover them for anybody that's brand new or doesn't know what he does. So his passive is Steady Flow. Each time He-Bo uses an ability, he gains the Steady Flow buff, which increases his magical power. The timer refreshes when another ability is used, and the power buff is 5% and it lasts for 5 seconds and can stack 3 times. So as you can tell, pretty useful because you're gonna be using your abilities a lot as a mid laner. His first one is Water Cannon. He-Bo fires a short burst of water from his hands, damaging all enemies in front of him. 290 plus 80% of your magical power is the cap. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a cone forward, not super far range, but it does a crap ton of damage for being his one. 290 plus 80% of your magical power. That's a lot of other gods' ultimates. It's crazy scaling. His next one is Atlas of the Yellow River, which He-Bo unrolls his scroll in a line, releasing floodwaters and causing enemies inside to move slower, and He-Bo and his allies to move faster while inside. The slow is 40% and the speed is 40%, and it lasts for 7 seconds. I'm sure you've gone against him before, you've seen it. The giant scroll going down the middle of a lane. Well, if you run on it and you're on his team, you go faster. If you run on it and you're not on his team, you go slower. If you're him, you're having a good time. Next one is Water Sport, which He-Bo calls forth a geyser, causing it to burst out with tremendous force at his target location, damaging enemies while knocking them into the air. There's 280 plus 85% of your magical power. As you can see, his scaling is insane due to the fact that it scales all the way up to 280 and then the other one scales up to 290. So as you can tell, your ultimate's not going to be the only way you can kill gods. Like, these abilities scale so well, late game you're going to be just demolishing everyone in your path. His ultimate is called Crushing Wave. He-Bo transforms into a wave and crashes forward, damaging all enemies in his path. 690 cap plus 115% of your magical power. That's insane. Like, that 690 plus 115%. Like, are you serious? This dude's burst damage is on some next level stuff, guys. He bursts down anybody that really crosses his path, and that is a super tank Kefri or a super tank Ymir. Those are the only people I know that can take an entire combo chain from He-Bo and walk away. But we're going to go into the ability builder right quick. And you're going to start off with Water Cannon for camps, and then Water Sport, and then Scroll, and then you're going to do Water Cannon, Crushing Wave, Water Sport, Water Cannon, Crushing Wave, Water Cannon, Sport, wave, sport, scroll, wave, scroll, wave. Boom. That's simple. It's a little bit of a different build up due to the fact that you go on a 2 and then go on another 2 instead of just trying to max out one as fast as possible. But you definitely want your geyser to be up a little bit due to the fact that it's going to be your main poke in mid lane. So it's going to be very useful, and also, not to mention, also really helps you get gankers off you pretty easily. Just throw it right at your feet and just pop them up in the air and run away. But the item build, which is the main reason you guys are probably here, we are going to be starting out with the starter item of Vampiric Shroud. 20 magical power, 100 health, 5 MP, 5. Killing an enemy restores 10 health and 10 mana. Now this counts for enemy minions and enemy gods all the same. So pretty useful, honestly. I really like it. Next one, we're going to be going into starter boots, which, there it is. If I could understand how to navigate a menu, we'd be there already. Alright, next one you guys already know if you've been a member of the Shoe Crew for a long time, or if you are brand new, I'll explain it to you. Here in the Shoe Crew, we like to preach meditation. We have haters of meditation. We have appreciators of meditation. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it kind of happened. But yeah, meditation is our baby, our, like, star in the dark night, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I'm just rambling now. It's really good and we love it, and we try to preach it and make it the new meta, and we're working on it. We're getting there. But meditation, using this item restores 75% of its owner's maximum mana and gives them 15 MP5 for 15 seconds. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Insanely useful. So like, you just burst down everything that you can find in mid lane, and you're just like, well, I have no mana. No need to fear. Meditation is here with a great TV offer. Billy Mays quote. Just figure that out there. Next, we're going to be going and we're going to be doing one of each pot. just for that longevity in lane, the sustain, just whichever one is lacking, that's the one you pop. And your first core item is actually not going to be your boots, but is going to be the almighty Warlock Sash. We'll go down here so I can read it word for word for you guys so you know exactly what it is. It's going to take a while because it's at the bottom. Warlock Sash, 50 magical power, 300 health, 400 mana. And its passive is you permanently gain 3 health and 0.6 magical power per stack, 5 for a god kill, 1 for a mid kill, and caps out of 100. You're going to be getting an additional 300 health and 60 magical power from Warlock Sash at cap stacks. So as you can see, there's a lot of potential power in there. Next one are actually going to be your boots, which we actually like to go with the CDR boots, which is Shoes of Focus. Gives you 30 magical power, 15% cooldown reduction, and 18% movement speed. CDR is very helpful when you're a burst damage god, because without any abilities, you're not going to be doing too much. So you definitely want to make sure you have a decent amount of CDR. And the 15% usually is pretty useful, honestly. The next one we're actually going to be doing is pretty good. I like it. We're a lot of stacks in this build, but you're going to be getting the stacks quick because you build them early and you're in mid lane, so you're going to be killing a lot of minions, and there's probably going to be a lot of action for you. But Book of Thoth, 125 mana, 15 MP5, and 100 magical power. You permanently gain 10 mana per stack and receive 5 stacks for a god, 1 for a min, and it caps out at 75. Additionally, 3% of your mana will be converted into magical power. You're going to be getting 750 mana from this, which is a butt ton. And yeah, it's 3% of your total mana, not to mention that Warlock Sash gives you a crap ton of mana as well. It's all going to be converted into magical power, so this is just going to make you hit like a truck. Now, the next one that we're going to be going is we're actually going to snag up a little bit of lifesteal. I know it's going to be somewhat late game. You should probably be grabbing this around 22, 23 minutes in. But, I mean, not 22, 23 minutes, like 15, 16 minutes in. What am I talking about? If you're on your 4th item, you're probably getting smacked around at 26 minutes. We're going to be grabbing Bancroft's Talent, which I didn't even go over. I just bought it. It gives you 100 magical power, 12% magical lifesteal, and you gain 1 additional magical power per 1% of your missing health. So when you're getting kind of like ticked down, your moves are going to hit a lot harder. So it's really, really useful. And not to mention you'll be gaining your life back as well. So if you're super low and you hit really hard with the burst damage, you're going to gain a lot of your life back and also hit even harder with that burst damage. Next item that we're actually going to be grabbing, I believe, is Soul Reaver. Yes, it is. The almighty fabled Soul Reaver, which gives you 100 magical power, 300 mana to power up Book of Thoth. And when a god takes damage from your abilities, they take 15% of their maximum health and additional damage. If multiple gods are hit, the damage is applied to the one with the greatest maximum health. This can only occur once every 60 seconds. As you can tell, this is going to be very, very powerful in team fights, or very powerful if you're still in lane, just mid lane when this grabs. If you're in a very, very intense game, then this will just pretty much help you overwhelm that opposite mid laner. Now, the last item that we'd like to grab, due to the fact that your abilities scale so well and so powerfully off of your magical power, is Rod of Tahuti, which gives you 125 magical power out of the gate, and then also increases it by 25%, and then also gives you 15 MP5. Pretty self-explanatory. Not really too much I can really say about that it doesn't say for itself. But yeah, then I also have one alternative item as well that I would like to cover, and that one is Gem of Isolation. Now, you would replace Bancroft's Talon with Gem of Isolation, and the situations where this one becomes relevant is in a match where you're going against like Serkets, Bastet's, Loki's, Anhurs, maybe Artemis. Probably not Artemis, maybe Artemis. I mean, she doesn't really have a getaway or a dash, but she is very quick with her power up. So yeah, I would definitely recommend grabbing that and switching out with Bancroft, just for the fact that it can slow down the targets for 25% for 2 seconds. It helps you kind of slow it down and be able to land your moves a little easier. But overall, we're going to go ahead and throw these on. And just so you guys are aware, the overall view is not going to look anywhere close to how powerful you're actually going to be, due to the fact that this does not calculate in stacks on both Warlock and Book of Thoth. So the stacks don't count, so it's not going to look nearly as good. And also the Rod of Tahuti 25% increase is not calculated in as well. So you're probably going to be hard capped out on magical power, I'm going to be honest. But your basic attack does 222. Your magical power without the stacks and the 25% is 715. You have a 1.01 attack speed, 12 magical lifesteal, 0 magical pen, 61 protections from physical, 30 protections from magical, 20-25 health, 15 HP 5, 413 movement, 15% cooldown, 2243 mana with 43 MP 5. Now, a lot of the things that people are probably going to say is that the CDR isn't high enough, or the MP5 is a little high. Maybe we could lower that down or something like that. But I mean, I don't know. I like taking Habwa and I like capping out on his magical power due to the fact that it scales, all of his abilities scale so harshly on magical power. Like his, I think it's the Crushing Wave scales 115% off of his magical power. So if you're hard capped out at 900, that means you get 900 plus 15% of that added on to it. So it's insane. You're going to be like destroying kids with it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend doing this. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smash out that like button. You already know that your support is greatly appreciated. Also, go ahead and head down below and comment if you enjoyed this build, if you would like to change anything, any other like tweaks or anything like that you think I should add to this, and then maybe really re-release the video. Or if you have any other gods you'd like to see me build, go ahead and comment those down below as well. Also, if you are new to my channel, why don't you go ahead and smack that subscribe button as well. You already know. You want to become part of the Shu crew. It's where all the cool kids hang out. We come here, we learn a thing or two, and you probably leave here knowing a lot more than when you came in. I can guarantee that. That's a promise with a star on the side. And also, I made an awesome Billy Mays reference. You can't not subscribe to a guy that makes Billy Mays references. I'm going to be honest, this is the only video I've ever made one. But you never know. You know, there might be another gem later on. But as always, guys, that's pretty much it from me. I'm going to talk to you later. Peace!